Hey, fellow Riblets, it's me, Tom. I'm not sure how many people are going to be in the chats today, but I put in that I was going to be here at 3 o'clock. I probably won't be here for too long because I'm actually writing a letter for anybody that's in my groups with me. So hopefully, it's a pretty long-winded letter. So once I'm done here, I'll get back to that. um, so everything is doing pretty well today. I'm feeling better than I did the other day, but my brain is just not fully um, focused. If that makes any sense, I don't know. Um, for some reason, my sugars aren't registering on my meter. I'm not sure why. I'm right here. um, so it's coming up 121, so it's going up. Unfortunately, it's kind of fluctuating. So it went down really low, then went up, then went down, then went up. Uh, so I'm going to be on here for a couple minutes, but I know Sandy was in the comments, but she said that she is going to miss this. So that tells me that there probably aren't anybody else in here. So, you know, so that being said, I huh, I guess I'm not talking to nobody. So, I'm not sure what that means. So we've had a pretty interesting day today. Um, I know a few people are coming in viewing, but that doesn't always mean anything. Um, oh, hey Dustin, how you doing? So, hmm, so I'm a little taken back right now. Uh, I love it better when I have like interviewers. Jiffy, how you doing? Okay, that's fine. You don't have to say much. You finished up a list of dishes. Is that like terminology for like stuff off your plate and stuff? Oh, that's cool, Tanya. You get off of work and everything. So yeah, I was going to. I didn't know how long the live was going to be, so I was originally going to do it for 4, but then I forgot about kilts at 5:30. So I figured that I do feel a little better. Hey Terry, how you doing? Good seeing you again. Um, yes, it looks like we're all hanging out this Monday, right? I actually, yeah, no, I do feel better than I did the other day. I'm eating the fats. Unfortunately, it's sort of a catch-22 with me. I'm raising the fats in other ways than just this, but I put butter back in, and I think I put a little too much butter back in. So what I ended up doing was I did a whole stick of butter for the coffee, and for a big cup of coffee, and, and I had it, and as soon as I had it, so I know it's the butter. I think it's always been the butter. Um, when I had it, I went to the bathroom literally 6 times within like a half an hour. So I didn't think it was a good idea for me to go to work because if I had to keep on going, um, I think that would have been a problem. So, so before I actually decided to give my boss a call and tell him I wasn't going to be able to come to work, I let him make the decision. And I basically said, I said to him, but before I even said anything to him, I actually looked up. I have an app that actually allows me to look up the time schedule and look at like who's all working and all that stuff. So I looked it up, and he had like 7 people working for that whole shift, and it was like no reason for me to actually be there. It was like, like I normally know how the shift is, and normally that, at that particular time, that particular day, it's normally only 4 people. So to have 3 extra people, it's like, you know. So, so I just, and also too, another reason why too is he had me working yesterday for him last night. Now I was only working last night for about an hour and a half. Thing is, working tonight would have put me over. Hey, Papa Garnivore, how you doing? Um, if I work tonight and then I also work tomorrow and Wednesday and then Friday, that puts me at about 17 and a half hours. Well, I'm only allowed to do 16 hours. If I go over the 1 hour and a half, I could lose my benefits. Now, I'm not ready. I know I said about doing the Ticket to Work program and everything like that, but even the guy that's helping me said not to start that until January. So I can't afford to go over the 16 hours, even by 1 hour and a half. So I think that this was just my subconscious way of, um, since he didn't really need me today, and yes, it's not really my call to say that, but the thing is, I didn't want to, like here I have a stomach issue where I'm going to the bathroom and all that stuff. Hey, Rick, how you doing? So, um, so it's that. There's that. Another weird thing that happened to me today, and I have no ill will towards anybody, and I have, I just find it very perplexing. I guess you could say. Uh, I'm not sure what could. Well, that's Milton. Isn't that his job to be like totally on you, so then you can't leave? Hello, Smoothie. How you doing? Um, is today I was banned from Mitch's channel, and I'm sure you guys are wanting to know why. And I'm glad that Rick is here because he's connected to it. Not in a bad way, but just connected to it. So, what happened was last night there was a live interview that Rick was being interviewed by Amy, Rockin' Keto Amy. And um, I'm going to get to that, Peter. Okay. So I said, so he was talking. I don't know if any of you guys saw the live yesterday, but one of the things he was talking about, he had, and Rick, tell me in the chats if I'm sort of mistaken a little bit, but how I got it was that he was talking about basically how he has a contraption in his bathroom through into his house that allows him to use his own poop to help cook his food, like kind of like methane gas and stuff like that. Um, so I don't know if I fully understand the mechanics of it. Sorry, Rick, but the basics I understand. Okay, and I made a comment to Rick. Um, okay, I made a comment to Rick. Boy, now Rick, you didn't see this comment, but it was something along the lines. I don't remember verbatim, but it was something along the line. Boy, Rick, when you recycle, you really recycle. And that's all I said. It was right after Rick was talking about it a little bit, and you know, I mean, nothing bad about it, And Ellen, I guess, Scooby the dog, I guess, got offended by it, and she banned me. She blocked me, and eventually I was able to get back in. Now I don't know if I know I don't have any. Again, I don't think anything bad about Mitch, but the thing is I paid a $2 super chat before I was allowed in. And as soon as I paid the super chat, I was allowed in. So I thought that was a little. It's not Mitch. It's not Mitch like, but I just thought that was a little weird. So it kind of makes me wonder if like there was another powers to be. But yeah, that's why I was banned. Yeah, that's what she did. She put me in a temporary timeout. But I don't understand what I said that was so offensive. I've seen people say 10 times worse than that, you know? So you think she should have put me in a timeout there, Dustin? You know? And yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was an accident, but you know, it was just really strange. Well, not only that, Rick. Okay, and if Ellen's listening, I'm not trying to mean anything mean or anything like that. But the reason why I got shocked. I mean, Lewis. I was talking to Lewis a little bit about it on the phone and on text, and he was shocked because I'm not a new person. I'm just, it's me. So for her to ban me for even a short time, well, that's exactly the reason why I thought it was a little strange, Peter. Um, I remember when she was banned for. I'm going to show this on the chats here. I remember when Ellen was banned from kilts, and I remember who did it. I remember it was, I remember it was Norse Carnivore and one other person. I forget who the other person is, but they actually banned her. And the reason why, from what I'm gathering the jits, okay, is the guest at that time. I thought Jersey Tom was the nickname from Russ, Rick. Mitch calls me Jersey Tom too. I didn't realize that. Um, the reason why she was banned that time on kilts, if you guys remember, is because oh, it was Kilt's tribe name. Okay, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Um, but the reason why she was banned is because he said something about that one football player that that was doing like pit bull fights. Now think about it. This is Ellen we're talking about here. She is, if anybody's a component of loving dogs, it's her. All right, and she said about how appalled she was that this guy was defending that football player for you know, and oh really? That's not good. And she said some things that she was appalled by it, and they decided to ban her for speaking out against the guest. So that's the jits I got from it. Okay, no more, no less. So she was banned, and she came back in under a different synonym. I forget what channel she used or whatever, what like name she used, but she came in under a different. Hey, Lindy, how you doing? Wow, whoa, got a famous person on here. um, and I was just shocked because she was kicked off when she really, I mean, unexpectedly, and I'm shocked that she's the one who actually kicked me off unexpectedly. And I think Mitch was pretty shocked by it too, to tell you the truth. But that's it. I'm back in. I know it wasn't Mitch, and I knew as soon as Mitch saw the email, he would be able to check it out, and he did. Um, so maybe that makes me more of a celebrity now. I don't know. Uh, not that I've ever thought of myself as a celebrity, but if I'm starting to be banned on some things, you know. Um, oh, thank you, Lindy. I appreciate you being. I appreciate you coming here and seeing. Now you and Alyssa can have something to talk about. You both have seen my show. Are you talking about the time when when the video froze, Rick, and your cat and Milton was like right on your face the whole time, so it looked like he was eating your face? Which channel was that on? Was that Mitch or was that? Oh no, maybe it was Amy's channel, right? Oh no, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the last video you did. I okay, so I guess there's two. Hey, Feral Grandma, I saw the video of you as a superhero. I liked it. Amy did a good job. Well, good thing about videos, Mark, is you could always watch them, or go back and watch it. Hey, you too, Dustin, and right now my blood sugar is kind of like going up and down, up and down. Right now it was up before, but now it's 116. So, but it went down as low as 79, and actually earlier today, before it went down to 41. So it's kind of fluctuating now, which tells me, and I did take some insulin when went before it went to 41, because it was actually pretty high then. It was about 140 at that time. So I'm thinking that I'm going to actually bring it down again, and I think it's, I think this new Manjaro that Lewis and Dr. Nelson both suggested to me, um, and I take them as suggestions because it's up to me to make that final call. Yeah, but I obviously I thought some logic into it, and yeah, that would be cool if you really move like that. Yes, I think that's very possible, and I think it's time to kind of like either one of two things: either lower the dosage or lower the threshold. And that's something I have to decide. I'm not going to ask. Um, I'm not going to ask anybody to give me suggestions or anything like that because last time I talked, I kind of offended a few people. I think when I asked that. So, um, well, that's pretty good. 7,500. So you only have about oh god, my math's so bad. What, 2,500 steps to go? um, so I think I'm going to make the decision of either lowering like raising the threshold. So instead of 140, which is where my threshold is before I even take medication, take insulin, and I'm going to raise it to 150, or I'm going to lower. Um, right now it was taking 10 units. And whenever I did an injection, I'm going to lower it to 7, which is half of what my big units were, and go back to um, go back to that. So, um, I mean, I did. I did have to take insulin again. I took the 7. I did the one test with the 7 units, and it seems to be seesawing. So it's going down, up and down, up and then down. Um, Now, the question I do have for Lewis, since he is the most experienced with this, is will things adjust with Manjaro as I take each injection? Because I'm due for my second injection tomorrow morning. So I'm just wondering, is there stuff to expect or that I should expect? Again, no advice, no advice, just a little heads up. Okay, so that's fine. Now that I know, um, that makes it a little bit less nervous, so to speak. So, um, yeah, I haven't really gone for any walks today either, Tanya. I I wasn't feeling 100%, and it's very, it's not very. I don't know. I'll probably go outside later on after this, like later on tonight. Just go outside. I actually have to deliver something, so. Okay, so that's how it works. It like builds up as time goes on, and I will actually see. This is my second injection. I'm going to actually. Oh, and I got your text for the video with Dr. Barry and Dr. Siwas, which I probably will watch because I don't think there's anything we're doing. So, um, okay, so I'm going to go to calendar, and I just want to see. Today is the 11th. So in 2 weeks, I will be seeing my endocrinologist, and I will be able to make sure I get another, because by then um, I have only 1 week left of the Manjaro and stuff like that. So, I mean, I do agree with Dr. Nelson's point, and that I'm fighting a battle here to improve my sugars. I'm fighting a battle to get better. And if I have to take this stuff, if I have to take medications and insulin and stuff like that to get there with the way my health is, then so be it. My goal is to get off these medications, but my goal is to stay off these medications even more. So um, I don't look at Manjaro. I have to admit, I did in the back of my head think of Manjaro as a step backwards, and I do apologize on that. But I'm not thinking of it anymore as that. I'm thinking it as a tool for me to use to be able to get my life back. You know, yeah, Papa Carnivore. Mark is actually part of the Healing Humanity tribe along with me, and I think you and him would get along really well. So, um, yeah, and I mean, but you didn't stop it because you stopped it because you didn't need it anymore, correct, Lewis? Yeah, they're not quick to heal, Mark. So I'm just trying to think of my next. So do you actually miss taking it, or are you glad you're not taking it anymore? Yes. Yep, that's what they do. They yeah, you know. And the funny thing is it doesn't matter how much of it they take out. Anything taken away is a substantial amount. Let me ask you a question, Lewis. You felt good when you took it, but did you feel good right in the beginning, or was there adjustments? And going back to what we were talking about with Mitch, I just want to make sure, Rick, you weren't offended by my question, were you at all? I just want to make sure. Well, I never felt sick. I don't know. I just felt a little off, I guess you could say. Um, but it was only like the first few days. My sugars were going really high, and that's where I was like, like when I say really high, it was like bumping over 200. Oh, so like the dosages had to be higher. But I'm starting to actually see fluctuation now, even with the 2.5. So, and you're still eating salad at the time. So the fact that I'm eating a carnivore diet for the most part might make a difference. Okay. See, I'm getting some answers, and I'm understanding some things. I know sometimes things can go over my head, and I get a little confused, but I'm getting that now. 5.1 mark. That is remarkable. I can't. I'm at 6 point. My baseline right now is 6.2. And in case anybody's wondering, I call my baseline where I'm at right now in my A1C. So I don't know if anybody else does that or not, but I call it the baseline. So my baseline right now is 6.2. So your baseline is 5.1, or at least your last baseline was 5.1. That's remarkable, Mark. It really is. But you've been doing this for a lot longer, so at the same time, I'm not really shocked by like how many days have you been carnivore? Like almost a year. Like you right? Or yeah, that is pretty perplexing, but but sometimes I think if I'm not mistaken, hey Amy, how you doing? Sometimes I think that just because your sugars are under control, that your insulin might still not be. So if you know, so Mark, if you still have high insulin, that could be the reason why your feet are still giving issues. I would that's that's just a theory. That's just a thought, you know. I'm not a doctor, and I'm just saying. Amy already knew that I was putting a time out there, Papa. Uh yeah. I don't know what my A1C was when I was first diagnosed. I just knew what my blood sugar was, and they just decided because it was about 1,398 when I first discovered I was diabetic. Um, but there was a time when my feet started giving me the issues when I got my first diabetic foot ulcer. It was 13.5 was my sugar at that time. Yeah. There's nothing that Amy doesn't know. Just kidding. That's part of her power, there, Peter. She's clairvoyant. She knows what all of her powers are and everything. It's scary. Someone said, I think it was on Mitch's live today or something like that. I forget who it was, but I made the comment. They said something like, Tom, did you spill the beans or the bacon?" And I said to him, I said, "Well, I spilled the beans because if it's bacon, it's going to go in my mouth. I'm going to eat it. So why would I spill the bacon?" Well, that's. Oh, hey, John. Poop in a carnivore community is controversial. I would actually change that to typical. Or at least poop talk, right? Okay. So I'm not sure if everybody is in the chats or not, but I'm going to. I mean, people. I mean, I'm sure if you're here, you're everybody, right? So I will put into. I didn't really say those words, but okay. I just said he really likes recycling. I never mentioned anything about dogs or cats. Well, that's good. Is she? I mean, is she fully carnivore or is she just partially carnivore on top of carnivore? 'Cause I'm assuming she is if she's actually has some things going good for her. I saw that, Amy. I saw that. It came on my feed right away. All right, so let me put this out in the thing here. All right, so the old man in the bay next to us had 100% blockage in one artery. We overheard the doc tell him that it scared my mom because she was about to go in for her angiogram. Yeah, I can see why she got scared. Definitely. Well, I wish you luck on that, Mark, but I have a feeling that you are on the right track and that you should be, that whatever number it is, that it's going to be a good number. Yeah. I think any of us would have had that facial expression no more, Peter. I really do. I'm sorry. How, how often do you hear that? It will. It will. As you now, your A1C is better, and you're going to get your insulin to get better, and once that improves, and everything. Hey, Sandy, you wake up from your nap? LOL. um, Once that improves, then then I think you'll start to heal. I really do. Yeah. I never had them before, but I could see how that could be a freaky procedure. Hey, Bacon Baby, how we doing? I know, long time no see. It seems like we've been on every channel together today. We were on with Kilts. We were on with Mitch. Then with Dustin. Oh no, not Dustin. Chris. I'm sorry. And then you were on with Terry from My Terrific Terrific Life, and now you're here. So it's always good to see you. I don't want to have one either, Peter. I don't want to have anything like that. So I am going to stick to what I'm doing because even though I have issues still, even though the issues are nothing compared to what they were before, nothing compared to it. So, Mark, I do not envy you for going through that in the least. So I'm going to. You know what? I'll just keep on putting it up there. Like I said, I don't know if you guys caught the first time. So I'll just keep on putting it up. If anybody wants to come on and wants to say hello with their actual voice box, feel free. All right. Now I'm going to be doing another live this Wednesday at 2 o'clock with the infamous Adam Lacey. So I hope you guys are able to come and to listen to his story. So, now it's all quiet on the home front. Okay. Oh, it looks like I just got a new subscriber. A brother of a certain age. Which, thank you. I appreciate that. And Lewis sent me another. Oh, okay. So Lewis just sent me an app that, which I'll download in a little bit, but that actually will help me track um, my injections of the medication is in my system. So I'm not sure how that works. When I get a little bit more time, I will look into it more deeply. But the thing about Texas is you can save them. I hope you can figure out what it is there, Amy. I actually had for years. I've had like this big, like hard, almost like a bubble type thing. A lot of the nurses used to think that it was like some kind of ulcer, but most of the doctors were like, "Oh, it's nothing. You're fine." So it's one of those other things that they kept on dismissing on me. So I'm hoping it's not similar to what I have because I don't want you to be dismissed. And I know I tried to find it, but the thing is, I had other issues at the time. Okay. I mean, mine's been going. I've had mine for about 5 years, so I don't know. Would that be a cyst? Okay. Yeah, I didn't have a hysterectomy, so. Hey, Terry Sue. And what coincidence, I just had a drink of water. So, just want to see. I have no idea who that is, what that is. That was the wrong thing. Okay, there we go. So according to this, we have 16 people in the chats. 100 degrees here. It's probably about that here too. Terry Sue. Hmm. Hmm. You feel like a. When you're looking at the chats and looking all over, I feel like a lighthouse beacon. I'm way too fat. Sorry. I must be a little delirious. Trying. I want to see what my numbers are now. Now they're at 117. So, and again, if anybody wants to come on, just click the link and come on. I don't know why no one wants to come on here, but okay, whatever. Hmm. Okay. Well, I'm trying to figure out stuff to say there, Terry. I'm not really sure. Um, yeah, no, I know, Amy. It doesn't really matter. Um, okay. I have to read all the comments for Terry. Okay. Uh, okay, so we'll start with Papa Carnivore. Did you see that the carnivore story was featured on KMT website today? Yes, I did. And Peter, I have to admit, it inspired me to actually put out my own story. So I'm going to put it out for the once I'm done here. I was actually writing it before my live started. So I'm gonna I hope I'm doing a good job with it, and I did it with you as my inspiration. So I did see it. Hi bacon baby. Hashtag from Mark Johnson. Mark, well, thank goodness the aggregram, I can't even pronounce the word, detected those blockages so that it saved your life. Yeah, I agree with that. Um, Peter just, well, you know what? Maybe if I put the chats in, read them, and then, ooh, yeah. Peter just seen that I'm going to watch after this. Um, Big Baby says that she'll check it out for you, Peter. Um, it was he's mentioning that it was featured on the KMT site. So, and I just got a little buzz on my phone. Telling me about the guy that subscribed to my channel. And Mark is saying at Pop Carnivore just got an email from Kilt's Tribe showing showcasing your story. Yes, I got the same thing. And Pop is telling how I'm his carnivore protege. All right. Um, and then um, and Sandy said she got the email as well. So good. I do suggest you guys look at it. Peter's a fascinating guy. So definitely check it out. Like I said, he inspired me to tell everybody my story a little bit. So I hope I inspire as well as Papa did. You know, and I was lucky enough to follow in Peter's footsteps. And he actually helped me to be able to follow into his footsteps. It wasn't just I'm I'm not gonna lie, baby. I'm having some oh, I'm sorry, Terry. She is asking how the course is going for me. I am having a hard time with it. I am not as smart as some of the people in there, or at least I'm not as absorption of information. And thank you, Papa Carnivore. I appreciate that. Uh, so I'm having a hard time. I'm not gonna lie. I'm having a hard time. But I'm trying to keep up, and I'm not going to worry about how far back behind I am. I'm going to just keep on going, and I'm going to just continue to do what I can do, and hope and pray it's enough. That's all I can do. But I guess there was some materials that I missed that I didn't realize I missed until like yesterday. So it made me a little nervous. And I'm actually going to be interviewed by John Laspina again with his new thing, Sunday School. So I'm actually going to be on there next week, in case anybody's interested. Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate it. Believe it or not, I used to be pretty good at studying and doing things. But I don't know if anybody can relate to this or not, but when I became deep into being diabetic, like it's like something happened to my brain. It just wasn't absorbing things anymore. It's harder for me to read. It was harder for me to comprehension, all that stuff. Um, I'm wondering if that was like a side effect of the diabetes. It does affect different things, and I'm becoming back to my old self again, but it's a slow process. I still have issues with concentrating. And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't even going to do the course um, originally, but then Alia, I told her I was slightly interested in it, but I was going to wait. I just felt it wasn't really the right time. And, you know, I, I mean, I don't think I'd be a bad coach, don't get me wrong, but I just feel that I need more time to learn things. Um, So one of the things I'm thinking of, I'm going to stay through the course because I paid for this particular course. But I think it would be worth my investment if I really, really, really want to get good at it. And actually, I don't even think I have to do anything. I got the materials, so there's no reason why I can't go back to the books and reread them and learn. You know, once I do. So yeah. And then Peter is saying he's talking about me a little bit. And Mark, actually, I'm going to go back to Mark. Mark is saying that he relates to my brain fog, you know, and and Peter says Thomas lost part of his heel and one foot and all the toes on the other foot, but he's going to prevent any further loss of limbs and damage to carnivore and live and long a full and healthy life. Yes, I agree. I actually can feel that because I wish that I think not related to diabetes, but and I wasn't really close to my father. I mean, I could probably count on both hands how many times I saw him throughout my whole life after my parents got divorced. But um, have you tried Keto Brains? Helps my brain fog. No, Terry, I haven't. It sounds sort of like something from a horror movie, so I would have to look into that. But yeah, I mean, you know, I could look in. Yeah, I mean, that would be something worth looking into. I'm sure. And that's exactly how you spell it, Keto Brains with a Z. Um, so going back to what I said, my mom had, but my mom was really sick too. But I kind of wish they both knew about carnivore because I would have liked to have developed a relationship with my father. And I would like to see the grandpa in him because he died when Kelly, my niece, was about 3 months old. Well, he died in September and she was born in July, so about 3 months old. So, I would have liked to have seen, because sometimes people treat their kids differently than they treat their grandkids. So, you know, so I do miss the concept of that. I think it would have helped them too. And my mom, I don't know if you know the story of her, but she had metastatic breast cancer, and in the end, it actually went to her bones, and it goes to different places. Like once it metastasizes, um, it goes different places. It can go to the brain, it can go to the heart, it can go to the liver, and for her, it went to the bones, and it actually deteriorated her bones, eventually deteriorated her skull, and in the end, in yeah, the same niece that you saw that one time, um, and and caused her not to, it's almost like she had dementia basically because she didn't have that protective barrier anymore for the brain itself. Um, so hey Bob, how you doing? Yeah, and believe it or not, I can relate too on that in that concept too because my grandfather, even though it was said he lost it in the war, we know as years went on, we know that diabetes was a big factor in why it got worse and worse. But he actually lost his leg in the war. And a little bit of like a humorous note: when we were kids, he used to he had a wooden leg, and uh, what he would do is, I guess I could use the salt thing from Kerry Man that he gave me, and this could be his leg. So this is his wooden leg right here, and he would have it, but he'd have pants on because he was an old man, so he wore pants a lot, and even in the summer, and he had a hole in his pants right where the knee was, like perfectly like set. And as a joke, he probably did it on purpose, knowing him. And when we were little kids, and what he would do is he would take a stick and poke it through the hole of the pants. And kids thought he was actually poking a stick right through his leg, and they get all freaked out. Now, me and my sister, we knew exactly what he was doing. We knew that he had a leg there, that there was just a hinge. We understood it, but I'm sure we freaked out the first time he did it. But but all the kids on the block would definitely freak out every time he did that. Yeah. Are you talking about the keto brains there, Cranky? And do you use it as well, there, John? Oh, okay. So Terry, if anybody's going to research something, it's John. He's one of the best researchers out there. So, and Terry, if you're wondering what we're talking about Keto Brains, BRAINZ. I use Gemini as your research assistant. Yeah, that's that's probably pretty smart. Did you research Gemini? um, I laugh at my own jokes. So yeah, that's either an indication that I am a genius or an indication that I'm insane. You guys take your pick. Just don't be too mean, okay? You just won computer brain, so you'll be able to Grok. I mean, Grok doesn't really sound like something that would help you with like information. I don't know. It sounds more like one of like Hulk's, like the Incredible Hulk's son or something like that. My son Grok. Yes, it is what makes me quirky. And thank you, Sandy. I like to laugh. I have a hard time sometimes, but I like to laugh. So I'm going to put it back in the chats, and then I think I'm going to end this soon. But yes, we are. What's it? We're all insane in the membrane. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the membrane. So I just. Ah. And Terry's saying, thanks, Bacon Baby. And Sandy's saying, Mark, LOL for sure. Probably about him saying that we're all insane. You're taking calls still? Oh, yeah. I mean, people can come on if they want to, if that's what you're asking me about. Oh, you missed it, Terry Sue. I'm going to make it short. You could go back to the playbacks and see the whole thing. But basically, I said a comment to Rick on Mitch's channel, and Ellen banned me for it. Is the long and short of it. Um, just trying to see. And that's basically what happened. I mean, with a little bit more detail in there, but yeah. What do you think is the best there, John? Yep, it's not life. Well, actually, Terry, life is pretty gray, and it's people like us, that give it color. But if you think about it, society is pretty black and white. You know, it's like, oh, cholesterol bad. Oh, do this. Oh, make sure you eat your carbs. You need your fiber. You need to. Do. It's like, can't we think for ourselves? Now, and I know I can't offend Rick, but obviously, obviously, I offended Ellen because we found out through I found it through Mitch. He looked at it and he's like, I didn't ban you. He looked it up and it showed Ellen banned me. So so I think I'm going to be ending this soon anyway. I have things I have to do. Was it a lot of stuff to unload there, Rick? It does get crazy, Terry Sue, but yeah, I think so. I'm having a hard time catching up, with ChatGPT, but you know, I'm learning some things, I guess. Don't worry about it, Bob. Like I said, I think I'm going to be cutting it short anyway, very soon. I did my 3 times up on the screen, um, and there's always next time. The next time I am on, which will be on Wednesday, 2 days from now. Um, we Well, you really didn't make that comment, so and Terry Sue, if you're wondering the comment I made, okay, I'll tell you the comment. Remember the comment, or at least the gist of the comment, because I don't remember the exact wording, and then you know just realize it was connected to that. And I said to Rick something about, boy, you really love to recycle, or something like, or I guess you really like to recycle, don't you, Rick? Something like that. And if you saw Amy's interview with him yesterday, you would know what I meant by that. So I guess it of, I guess it offended, Ellen. You know, but the thing is, I'll be a little honest. Okay, a little sidebar here. Was it Ellen that actually blocked me? Because, and I'm not saying it was Mitch, far from that, but could have been something with YouTube. Because I just find it strange. As soon as I pay a super chat, and I can't see Mitch being like this. I can't see Ellen being like this. As soon as I pay a super chat, I'm allowed in. Could have been a glitch from that. Oh, hello, hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Thanks
How
for
you doing?
subscribing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I figured since I new sub, I'll
This
come up.
is Abel.
Say again.
Oh yeah, no, I said yeah. You're always You're welcome.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, you know. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my channel is about a little bit of everything, but I do probably like in 2018, I started ketogenic way of life, and so I'm always looking for communities to talk to people. I just love conversation. I always say I'll talk to a tree stump, so why not talk to some like-minded people, especially when it comes to eating.
Right, right, and you probably don't get too much conversation out of a tree stump either. So
What that means,
I,
I'm talking to
at least I
myself.
would imagine you don't. I know what you
Yeah.
said.
Hey, I'm like, what'd you say?
That was pretty
Oh, let's
cool.
talk to you. But yeah, I'm sub to
Well,
keto.
thank you for.
Can you hear me?
I saw that you subscribed.
Yeah, yeah. I maybe it's like a little delay or something because I feel like I'm over talking you a little bit.
Yeah, slightly.
Yeah. So I was saying
Um,
I'm
yeah,
sub to
no, I mean,
Keto Simple, and he did a post. He shared My Terrific Life. I went over there, and then that's how I found you. So it's kind of like a nice little community of
oh,
carnivores, keto, fat fueled lifestyle. So I'm all about that.
well, that's good. So, and then time, like I also do, I don't know if you know this or not, but once a week I actually interview different people, like full interviews.
Okay.
So if you're ever interested, just email me and we'll set up a time and a date that you could actually tell your story if you'd like.
Oh, okay. Was your
So,
email on your page?
yeah, it's on my page. I do have it there, or it's tpruitt40@gmail.com, which I could type it in.
All right.
Makes it easier.
Let's see.
But yeah, you could actually find it in my page, just like most people, And then yeah, I mean, I don't have any openings until December. No, until January actually. I filled up for this whole year.
All right.
So, but more than welcome,
Yeah.
to do. And I would love to hear your story.
No problem. I'm gonna
You
go
know,
to the email
and
now.
I'm actually, I don't know if you're, um, Wednesday, I'm actually interviewing. Have you ever heard of Adam Lacey from Carnivore Today?
No, I can't say that I have, but I'll be here. What time you doing it Wednesday?
Have you ever heard of Terry? 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah, so around the same time as now.
Okay.
Um,
I'm gonna send you just
yeah, I'm doing that. Have you ever heard of Kerry Mann?
no, can't say that I have, but I'm gonna get
Okay.
familiar with him.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Well, you might know his channel, Homestead Hal and Healing Humanity. He's the one that's doing the documentary.
that sounds familiar. Homestead House sounds familiar. Okay, so I'm just gonna send you a
Yeah.
quick.
Well, Adam works with Terry.
Okay, okay. So yeah, I'll definitely tap in with
We'll
you.
set, I'll tell you exactly what my with him.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Say again.
No, I'm saying, like I'll look at the email later on, after this, obviously,
Yeah.
and I'll definitely respond back to you. And we'll set up a good time, day and time. I think everybody here would be pretty excited to hear from you. You know.
All right. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a little introductory email, and then we'll be connected. Certain
Yeah.
age. Spell my own stuff. Sorry. All right. Cool. Yeah. So I just sent you our introductory email, so you'll know that's me, and then we'll either way, whatever it is, we linked up behind the scenes, so that's good.
Uh, I I mean, it's just good that we're meeting up and stuff. So this is fabulous.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like I
Yep,
said. Oh, you got it.
I just got your email.
Okay.
So,
Good.
so
Cool.
yeah, I got it. I didn't open it up yet, but I got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm assuming it's your email.
It's from
It has your name on it.
yeah, love you to
So,
life podcast at gmail.com. That's what it is from.
okay,
Yeah. So, all right. But I just wanted to
cool.
tap in with you, man. Just wanted to
So
tap in with you. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You about to say something?
again, no, I was just gonna say, like you're welcome here anytime. You know, I do what I call interview lives. I call it chewing the fat. And then I call both of them chewing the fat actually because it's a clever name, I think. And I call this, like I do things like this every once in a while, but I do the interviews probably more. I definitely do the interviews once a week. And I
So
just
you,
pick a different person and
yeah.
we schedule the interviews. That's it.
All right, man. I just wanted to come up and
Yeah.
chat with you, introduce
Um,
myself to you and your community, and I'm here now, so we are connected.
yeah,
All right, brother.
yeah. You're always welcome.
Peace. Y'all
So,
be safe out there.
um, thank you for that. I appreciate it. All right, you too. All right. All right, that was pretty cool. A brand new person. He showed himself. And we'll set up a date for next year. Well, it's gonna be in January. So that's a pretty good ending to today. Uh, um, that was wonderful. It really was. So I am going to. I know that we're going to want to go on to Kiltus thing, and I'm going to finish writing that letter that I hope, what most people already know about. But I just figure for the people that don't know about it, um, and everything. And again, like I said, it was the letter that I'm writing was inspired because Peter told his story, and I just figured that I would tell mine um, thus far. So um, I gotta continue back to it. So that being said, guys, thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming here. Um, I loved your in the chats. Um, I don't have anything against it, even though I was blocked. I have nothing against Ellen. I have nothing against Mitch or anything like that. I love them both. Still, they're still my riblets. Oh, speaking of riblets, I was thinking of, and tell me what you guys think of this. I have to see exactly how to do it because but what do you guys think? And you can tell me next time. You can tell me. Um, some of you could actually email me your opinions. What do you guys think about me putting out my own line of merch, like hats, mugs, t-shirts? Um, what do you think of that? Because I have because the Riblet lineup and everything, I thought it'd be kind of cool to be able to do that. Um, just just wondering, just wondering. All right. So Cranky says to do it. Great. Um, now I know. Oh God, I know Aaron uses a certain company. Um, um, I mean that is true. I mean I was thinking about um, and that's actually a pretty good question there, Bacon Baby. Um, if you have a certain channel, hey brother, you know, we'd love to hear. We'd love to. Okay, so you think it's too soon, Terry Sue? Okay, that's. But keep in mind, though, Terry Sue, that even a process like that is going to take a while just to put through. Like just because I say I'm going to be doing something like that, it could take months before I actually implement it. So I probably will have a few more. I probably would have many more interviews under my belt before I can even. I have to find the right company to work with. I gotta find I gotta find the pattern. There's so many things I have to design. I'll probably design a lot of the things that I would want to put on a shirt, but I have to also find the company that can like mass produce them if I wanted it. Um, there's a lot of things I got to do. It's not just coming up with an idea. Now I gotta think about how would I do that idea. But that's going to take a while to do. I got to get up the money to do it. You know, yeah. But I think doesn't. Oh no, it was Chris that said about something about he had merch. So well, that being said, um, like I said, it was just an idea. So maybe I won't even do it. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Um, so live, love, heal, and for God's sakes, people, do I have to keep on telling you this? Eat the meat.